Welcome back to CQ News. Our top story of the week, the therapy dogs are back on campus. This just in. Breaking news from local reporter Cadence Lowe on climate change's evil twin. Thank you, Cadence. We have breaking news from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association that the ocean pH levels have officially dropped to an 8.1 level, which is 30% more acidic than it was in pre-industrial times.
Ocean acidification occurs when the atmospheric CO2 being burned from industrialization is dissolved in seawater and combines with the H2O molecules to form carbonic acid, which breaks down into hydrogen ions and bicarbonate ions. The CO2 increase is causing more hydrogen ions being produced, therefore lowering pH levels.
The ocean is the world's largest carbon sink in the world, absorbing approximately 1/3 of all the atmosphere's CO2 that is emitted by us on the daily. It has absorbed and dissolved over 525 billion tons of CO2 since the industrialized era. Now, you may be asking, why is this so important to us and why should we care? It's important to think of this as a domino effect. When one source of the food web is affected, it will trickle down and eventually reach and affect us. These rapid changes don't allow enough time for marine life to adapt, and their populations begin to plummet. Populations that we rely on.
With all the excess hydrogen ions being produced, they are bonding with the carbonate molecules available in the seawater for corals and crustaceans to build their shells with, which are made of calcium carbonate and protect them from predators.
The energy for them to overcome these new acidity levels is taking away energy needed to reproduce themselves, therefore threatening the entire food chain stability, and over time will affect ecosystems and our economic activities. Over 2 billion people rely on crustaceans for a food and protein source to support their families and communities. According to the Antarctic and Southern Ocean Coalition, polar oceans are in the most danger and most vulnerable to ocean acidification than any other ocean. Approximately half of the carbon dioxide is absorbed by the Southern Ocean solely because colder water dissolves more gas than warmer water. This affects crustaceans in polar regions because they have adapted to the already limited supply of calcium carbonate. Ocean acidification makes even less calcium carbonate and therefore an even harder resource to find than it already is. Once crustaceans lose their shell protection and their populations begin to die, this causes a limp in the entire polar food web, which consequently affects communities relying on the large marine mammals for food sources. This is a new issue being focused on for scientists, therefore predictions and future events are unknown. However, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency, they have predicted that by 2021, the pH could be as low as 7.8, making it 150% more acidic than pre-industrial times. In order to slow down this process and potentially prevent further acidification, we must take part as individuals and community members. A clean energy transition, governmental and individual conservation efforts, and pollution regulations are just the beginning to reduce carbon emissions and prevent further desiccation of our beautiful oceans.